Welcome to Beyond Hormones, the Business of Wellness, the podcast for hormone and functional medicine providers who want a thriving, predictably profitable practice and maybe a little less stress along the way. Hi, I'm your host, Jody Lane, and I've worked with lots of clinics in marketing, sales, and business development, and I have seen what works and what doesn't. And here's what I believe. Hormone and wellness care should be available to everyone who wants it. And while providers know the medicine, many struggle with the business side of their cash practice. And that's where I come in. See, this podcast is here to share real strategies, real stories, things you can implement in your practice right away. So I am so glad you're here. Come on, let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to the Beyond Hormones, the Business of Wellness podcast. I'm Jody Lane, and Today, we're diving into a concept that I swear once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it. It's called 7-11-4. And no, it has nothing to do with Slurpees or those late night taquitos that you may go to 7-Eleven for. But no, this is actually a communications and marketing framework that explains how humans go from strangers to acquaintances to, hey, I trust you with my health and my hormones, which is actually a pretty big deal. So here's a simple version. I'm going to break this down. People need roughly 7 hours of engagement with you, at least 11 interactions, and they need to see you in 4 different places before they truly feel connected. And once you hit that 7-11-4 with someone, they feel like you're part of their tribe. As in, I don't know why, but I just like you. As in, I feel like I know you because I've seen you everywhere, like Beyonce. We're going to break it all down today, starting with the real problem that hormone clinics are running into on a day-to-day basis when they don't create enough opportunities for these 7 hours, 11 touch points, and 4 locations. Okay? All right, let's dig in. First, we're going to start with the problems. Now, if you run a hormone clinic, then it's very likely that you have one or maybe all of the problems that I'm about to share. All right, so let's be honest about what we're dealing with. The first problem is maybe you're not getting enough leads. And I hear this a lot because listen, there's nothing wrong with your clinic. Your clinic's not broken. You're doing a great job. But if you're not getting enough leads, it's probably because your marketing is basically whispering into a void. You've got a website, a random Instagram post, maybe a lonely Google ad running like it's out for a jog with no direction. People aren't seeing you enough times or in enough places to remember you. People are always concerned about doing too much. Chances are you're doing too little. Problem number 2, you're converting leads, but it feels like it's a full-time job. Here's what happens. You get a lead, you follow up, and you follow up, and you follow up again. And at some point you're like, am I running a clinic or am I chasing people down like an ex-boyfriend and I'm asking for closure? See, it shouldn't be that hard. But if someone hasn't had enough exposures to you, then you have to drag them through the decision-making process. And it's tough. All right, problem number 3. You're trying marketing instead of following a real strategy. And I hear this all the time. We're testing some stuff out. We're boosting a post. We threw a few $100s at an ad and we're just going to wait and see what happens before we spend more. Friends, that is not science. That is the marketing equivalent to throwing glitter in the air and praying that it lands in the form of some kind of revenue. And finally, problem number 4, probably the most hidden problem out there. Retention takes a hit. This one's probably going to surprise you because clinics tell me all the time, I did the marketing strategy and then Jody, they came in, they did the consult, they bought a program, they're so excited. Yeah, but they weren't really connected yet. They were curious. They were hopeful, but they weren't fully in your tribe. So when something gets uncomfortable or their life gets stressful or their hormones feel a little weird for a minute, they disappear. Remember, in a hormone clinic like yours, real lifetime value, the goal is 5 to 7 years. And that's really important to focus on because retention isn't luck, it's building relationships. And relationships require time. They require touches and being present. So if you're feeling any of these things or all of these things, first of all, breathe. It's okay. Your clinic isn't broken. You just haven't built enough of the right relationship building moments into your marketing yet. And that's what we're here for today, because that is exactly what the 7-11-4 rule does. All right. Before we go into deeper conversation about the 7-11-4 and how it helps your marketing, let's just talk about this concept in a way that shows you how it shows up in the real world by just being human. Okay. Once you see this through this lens, the whole thing is going to just click for you. So picture this. You start a new job and you get paired on a project with a coworker. Let's say her name is Sarah. Now, you and Sarah don't know each other really at all. Maybe you said hi in the hallway. Maybe you smiled at each other in the break room while you were making your coffee, but there's no real relationship. But now you're assigned a project together. And though suddenly those 7 hours that you're supposed to spend together are going to happen super fast. You're in meeting rooms together. You're whiteboarding together. You're sending DMs and emails and hopping on Zoom calls when someone forgets to update the spreadsheet. It was probably Sarah, but whatever. And before you know it, you two have spent 7 hours together. And now you know how she likes to take her coffee and why she's so obsessed with her precious Labradoodle. And then let's talk about the interactions, because those 11 interactions happen even faster. There's a meeting here, an email there, a Slack message at 9:42 p.m. because the report is due tomorrow. You run into each other at the printer 3 times and boom, you're already at 11 interactions. And then comes the 4 locations. And this is where the magic part really starts to show up. You see Sarah in your office. You see her on Zoom. You see her in a couple of meetings, and you see her in the team Slack channel. And you know what? Maybe you guys even go out for happy hour one night after work to celebrate when the project is over. And at this point, your brain just goes, you know what? You are officially in my world now. And don't miss this. Nothing dramatic happened. You didn't trauma bond. You didn't save her from a burning building. You simply had enough time, enough interactions in enough different places that your relationship moved from stranger to acquaintance to probably even friend. And that's just how humans work. That's literally how our brain sorts people out. And this is why 7-11-4 matters for your marketing, because your prospective patients are humans too, even the ones who email you 22 questions before your initial consultation. So let's now talk about how we can bring the Sarah story and all that real life human interaction occurred and see how that translates into how it shows up in your clinic's marketing. Because here is what's really happening. You're expecting strangers who do not know you to become patients without giving them anywhere near 7-11-4. And then you're confused why leads don't convert or why you feel like it's pulling teeth to get someone to say yes to you. Your prospective patients sees your ad once. Now, they probably know they are interested in hormones, but they don't really know you. But they see your ad, they maybe click to your website, maybe they read a blog, maybe they even follow you on Instagram. And then we expect them to go, yeah, go ahead, inject me, optimize me, balance me, change my life, take my money. But that's not how humans work. Humans need familiarity. They need repetition. They need different angles. They need different contexts, different moments of connection before they trust. So here's how 7-11-4 translates for your clinic. 7 hours equals time spent learning from you, not all at once, not like, hello, stranger, please watch my 7-hour documentary. No, it's accumulated. 20 minutes on your YouTube videos, maybe 10 minutes reading a blog, 5 minutes watching a reel, 45 minutes on a webinar, 10 minutes talking to a member of your staff, 30 minutes in your consultation. All of that adds up. Then 11 interactions, touch points leading to trust. I want you to think of these interactions like tiny deposits into a trust bank account. Every time they see you, they hear you, or they learn from you, you earn another penny of trust. And by the time you hit 11, their brain is saying, I have seen you enough that I'm not scared of you anymore. And that is when decisions become super easy for them. And don't forget the 4 locations. I mean, like, They should be saying, wow, I see you everywhere on your website, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on your podcast, on your email, in your clinic, reading a Google review, attending a webinar. The more variety, the more credibility. Because when someone sees you in multiple places, they just instinctively say to themselves, you must be legit because you're showing up everywhere I look. Now, visibility can actually equal authority. All right, let's put this into a step-by-step plan you can actually implement into your clinic, because I want you to walk away from this episode with some actionable things you can do to turn 7-11-4 into more patients for your clinic. All right, let's get practical. If I owned your clinic for a quarter, just 90 days, here's exactly how I would engineer a 7-11-4 experience for your prospective patients. Step one, I would choose your 4 locations, your visibility hubs, website, Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, or just video in general, an in-clinic experience, emails, webinars. Pick the 4 that make the most sense. And then I would build the 7 hours of relationship time. Now, here's where you can get a little overwhelming if you don't plan it out. You got blogs. Let's say 60 minutes, 4 blogs, 15 minutes each. Easy reading. Video content, 120 to 180 minutes, 2 or 3 YouTube videos at 20 to 30 minutes each, or 1 longer training and several short clips. 60 minutes of time consumed over time of social media, reels, stories, quick hit educational posts, and 30 minutes of live touch points, a phone call with or a lead consult with your staff. How about a webinar, 45 minutes, or a replay? That is a huge trust builder. And the 45-minute consultation, the moment that everything clicks into place. Now, these hours don't happen all at once. They're stacked over a few weeks, even a few months. But by the time someone walks into your clinic, they feel like they already know you. All right, step 3, building your 11 interactions. Here is a sample sequence. They saw your Instagram ad, they clicked to your website, they downloaded your free guide, they received your welcome email, they watched your YouTube video, they went back to read a blog, they saw another Instagram story, they received a webinar invite, they attended the webinar, they booked a call, they came in for a blood draw consult. 11. It's beautiful. It's predictable. It's intentional. And the best of all, it is 100% repeatable. Every quarter, new blogs, new videos, new ads, new webinar, new email sequence. If you do this 4 quarters in a row, people will think your clinic has magically become more trustworthy, more established, more professional. It's not magic. It is 7-11-4. Now, last thing, let's just say you're not a social media person, right? Because I know that some people are saying to themselves right now, Jody, this is really cute, but I don't do social media. I get it. It's okay. You don't have to become an influencer or point at words on a floating screen like you're in a TikTok fever dream. Here are some options. First, pick the platforms that you do like. You hate video? Fine, don't do it. Write blogs. Hate blogs? Fine, don't do that. Record audio. Hate everything? Do email, because I know you can at least handle email. Another option, let your staff be your social media face. Your medical assistant doing a reel about blood draw prep. Gold. Your front desk sharing about a day in the life. Even better. And the third option, repurpose everything. Create 1 video. Then out of that video, make 6 reels, 3 posts, 1 blog, 2 emails, 1 YouTube clip, 8 stories. You don't need more content, guys. You need longer content that you chop up into smarter content. And then option 4, remember, you only need 4 locations. Social media is just one of them, not all of them. So relax. You can still be an introvert who optimizes hormones for people if you want, and still use the 7-11-4 just beautifully. All right, friends, we have definitely covered a lot today, but here is the big takeaway. Your prospective patients are not ignoring you. They just haven't had enough meaningful moments with you. 7 hours, 11 interactions, 4 locations. That's your roadmap. That's how you stop chasing leads and start attracting loyal, long-term patients who stay for years and refer you. If you implement this system even halfway, your clinic's going to see some change. If you implement it fully, your entire business will transform. Trust me, this works. All right, guys, thank you for being here with me today. My name is Jody Lane. I am the host of the Beyond Hormones, the Business of Wellness podcast. And I really do hope that you got some value from this today and that you keep listening to the episodes and learning more and know that I am a member of your tribe. And the more you listen, the more you learn. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. And if you know another hormone clinician that could benefit from the 7-11-4, do me a favor, go ahead and share it with them. This could be just the thing they need to make their goals next quarter. Heck, make their goals next year. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with me today. I'll see you on the next show. Thank you for listening to Beyond Hormones, the Business of Wellness. I hope that you're walking away with fresh ideas and real strategies you can use to grow your practice with profit and purpose. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow the show so you never miss a conversation. And if something you heard today resonated with you, do me a favor, share this episode with a friend or a colleague. It's one of the best ways you can support the show, and it might be exactly what they need to hear right now. If you want even more tools and support, go ahead and head over to acceleratedmedicalpractices.com. Until next time, keep doing the work that matters. Your patients need you, and I am cheering you along every step of the way.